دكتور كارل، هناك مخاوف من العزوف الشبابي للتصويت في هذه الانتخابات. ما هو دوركم لتحفيز وتعزيز الوعي الديمقراطي لديهم؟
What we need to be able to show young people is the connection of current elections to their lives. They've got the biggest stake in these elections because they'll be around a lot longer than people like me. So if my generation makes a mistake in an election, we're gone in 20 years. If they make mistakes, if they don't deal with problems, they're going to follow them for the next 50, 70 years. I mean, kids today have a good chance of living to 100. So they should even be more involved in elections, not less involved. We're not doing a good job of showing them why it's important now.
Okay. هل أمريكا بحاجة إلى التعديل الدستوري أم بحاجة لإصلاح التعليم؟ وما الذي يمنع أن يتم العمل عليهما سويا؟
We need to change both because our Constitution is the state-of-the-art in 19th century governance. We need to update it for the 21st century, an age of artificial intelligence, of social media. Our system just does not accommodate how to bring people into it effectively. And education, we're doing, again, the state-of-the-art 19th century industrial education. We bring people into a classroom. We'll do an hour of math, hour of English, hour of government. No time in your life will you ever act like that again. We need to show how everything's interconnected in education. But that requires vision and that requires money and funding.
نعم. طيب، انتخابات 2024 منذ البداية يروج لها بأنها قد تكون غير شفافة، وذلك مربوط بفوز الرئيس ترامب من عدمه في هذه الانتخابات. كيف يمكن أن تعلقون على ذلك وتعززون الشفافية والعدالة للأجيال في الجامعات ومراكز الأبحاث؟
Ultimately, the only thing that is going to change minds is the passage of time. And when one of our political parties is dedicated to saying that elections are fraudulent unless they win, there really isn't much room for good faith conversations. What you have to do is allow somebody to win this election who can then win the next few elections and be able to make policies that benefit people. My bet is by the 2030s, 2040s, people in liberal democracies will look back on the 2020s like, what were we thinking? Why were we acting like this? But it takes time for these things to play out. And certain political movements have to go away over time because they're not efficient. I think that's what will happen.
طيب، سأدخل معك في موضوع آخر بما أنك في مركز العدالة أيضا والسلام. العالم العربي ينظر إلى الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية بأنها تتحدث عن السلام ولكن لا تدعم السلام في سياستها. أكبر مثال الأول ما يجري الآن في الحرب الإسرائيلية على قطاع غزة. الأمر الآخر الازدواجية في بعض المعايير السياسية لدى الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية تساعد في نمو الجماعات المتطرفة في منطقة الشرق الأوسط. مثال على ذلك الميليشيات الحوثية في اليمن.
The United States has a problem that our principles aren't always played out in our policies. And we too often look at short-term objectives without looking long-term. In the Middle East, we have tried and failed and haven't put enough emphasis on bringing parties together, but part of it is also a regional issue. Until all the parties are willing to establish a basic social contract. You know, Palestinians have a right to a state. Israel has a right to exist. Until you get to that basis, everything else is going to be window dressing because then both sides are trying to destroy the other and looking for short-term advantage. The U.S. in that situation is always put in the position of defending Israel because we helped to create Israel and see a moral obligation to supporting Israel. But we've got to balance that with the Palestinian people. That doesn't mean Hamas. Hamas is way too concerned about the power of Hamas. It reminds me of Assad in Syria, who is more than willing to fight to the last Syrian to keep his own power. You need to find good faith partners on both sides and then people who can broker deals like the Saudi government, like the Jordanian government. When you establish that sort of trust, over time you can play things out. But you also have to pump billions of dollars into Gaza to rebuild what's been broken.
نعم. هل أنت تؤيد خروج القوات الأمريكية من منطقة الشرق الأوسط؟ هناك سياسة تؤيد ذلك وهناك سياسة لا تحبذ خروج القوات الأمريكية على غرار سوريا أو قوات التحالف أيضا في العراق. ما هو رأيكم في هذا الشأن؟
The problem is when the United States withdraws without having created a structure that can maintain stability, you end up with instability. Look at Afghanistan. Now, historically, the United States, once troops are there, tend to stay there for a while. Look at Okinawa, look at Asia. If you can develop a process where there's stability and not the recurrent back to square one violence, American troops can go. Maybe bring in United Nations troops, regional coalitions. But until the rest of the world's willing to step up to maintain stability, the United States gets stuck with being the world's policeman, a role Americans don't like, and our government doesn't do well.